I posted a video recently of my latest cross-country race where it did not go as well as I would have liked. I just did not place near as well as I thought I would have. And I mentioned in that video that I was going to share with you some changes that I'm making in my training, and so that's what this video is about. As someone who works full-time, I'm really curious how other people incorporate training, riding into their schedules, and I would imagine that I'm not the only one. So here's the thing about racing is once you do well, it's hard to settle for less. So I've stood on the top step of the podium many times. I've got a couple state championships in cyclocross. I've got 3 actually, but I'm also really busy and I have not trained near as much as I used to in the last couple of years, and it really showed in my last cross-country race. So after that race, I thought about, do I want to keep doing this? And after some pondering, I concluded that yes, I do, because I just love racing. No matter how I do, I just want to know that I've given it my best. The other thing about racing is as you progress, you move up a class until you get to the top, which is category 1, and that's what I'm racing now. And those guys don't mess around. And so it's stiff competition, and I'm going to train, I'm going to work hard at it, and what happens, happens. So what I want to do in this video is basically just share with you the type of training that I'm doing, my schedule as someone who works full-time. Now, I've been between jobs, so I've had a few weeks off, which has been a really nice reset, but I'm going back to working however many hours, at least 40 hours a week, and it's going to be, you know, a bit of a challenge to fit in everything that I have to do, and to include training, as it's always been. So here's the schedule that I've come up with. Now, before I get into the schedule, what I'm doing, and again, this is something that I mentioned in that last video, is I'm going to do more Zone 2 training. So basically, I'm either going to be doing Zone 2 or Zone 4 and 5, unless it's a rest week where I'm just doing easy Zone 1, super easy spinning, which what I do is I do 3 weeks on, so 3 weeks of hard training, and then take a week off where I do about 5 days of easy spinning or not riding. So again, Zone 2 or Zone 4 or 5. Now the reason I'm doing Zone 2 is I've been doing a lot of research about Zone 2 and how beneficial it is, not just for racing, but also just for overall health. And so I'm going to work up to where I do 3-4 hours of Zone 2, and it really helps your body prepare for clearing lactic acid and helps with your mitochondrial function. That's as scientific as I'm going to get in this whole video. I'm not really going to go much into Zone 2 of why it works. If you want to look up Zone 2, by all means, there's a lot of stuff out there. And the person that's really on the forefront of Zone 2 training is a guy by the name of Inigo Samalan. He's trained a guy by the name of Tadej Pogačar. I'm being a little sarcastic. Listen, if you watch the Tour de France, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've never watched road racing, maybe you don't know Tadej Pogačar. He's won the Tour a couple times, one of the best bike racers in the world. But he's on the forefront of Zone 2, and I've been watching a lot of his videos, and it makes a lot of sense. And the really good thing is, I live in a place where Zone 2 is really easy to do. It's a flatter area with a lot of gravel roads, and I can get out and do long gravel road rides in Zone 2 really easily. So here is the schedule that I'm going to be doing to incorporate training into my work schedule. So we'll start with Monday. So Monday is an off day, so no riding at all. And then Tuesday, I'm either going to do a mountain bike time trial, or I'm going to do intervals, kind of upper Zone 4, and I'm going to do 4 8-minute intervals with about 4 to 5 minutes rest between those intervals. And those will be on the gravel bike with a power meter. I'll use heart rate also, but my power is going to be basically 95% to 105% of my FTP. And by the way, I did an FTP test, and the numbers confirm my power sucks right now. So we're going to get it back up. I compared it to a few years ago, and yeah, my power number has come way down. I was kind of pissed off actually after I did that test today. So it's training. Like I said, I'm either going to do this or I'm not. I'm doing it. So Wednesday is either off or Zone 2 for an hour. And then Thursday is always going to be an interval day. So 4 6-minute intervals, same thing, 95% to 105% of my FTP. So both Tuesday and Thursday are an hour and a half after work. Friday is off. And then Saturday, so on Saturday, if I did a mountain bike time trial on Tuesday, then I'll do a gravel ride zone 2 for at least 3 hours, sometimes 4 or 5 hours. And then if I did intervals on Tuesday on the gravel bike, then I'll do a mountain bike time trial on Saturday and then ride, zone 2 for a few hours after the time trial. And then zone 2 on Sunday on the mountain bike. Sunday is always a mountain bike because my previous job, I was able to mountain bike at lunchtime, and now I cannot because I'm not near the trails anymore. So I got to make sure I mountain bike at least 2 days a week. So with this schedule, I'm riding at least 4 days a week. If I ride on Wednesday, I'm riding 5 days a week. And the time is going to be between 8 and 10 hours, just depending on how the schedule works. So like I said, it's either zone 2 or it's zone 4, maybe even zone 5 on those time trials. And I'm going to mainly be using a power meter, but also a heart rate monitor, because the thing about heart rate is as you start to get dehydrated, your heart rate goes up, and sometimes you've got to back off your power and pay more attention to your heart rate. And then there are times where your heart rate is just low, even though you're pushing really hard, and that will tell you that you're starting to get fatigued and you should probably back it off that day. So that is my training. I'll follow up this video maybe in a few months to let you know if it worked, if I was able to stick with the training. I mean, the thing is, when you come up with these schedules, you never know if it's going to work out. So hopefully it will. I haven't even started this job yet, so I don't even know like what the demands are going to be. So I'm planning to ride after work. This job has a little bit more flexibility in that I can go in early and then I can get off a little bit earlier so I can have more time to ride after work, so an hour and a half after work. Now the other thing that I didn't mention yet is strength training. So I was doing some strength training in the morning, and what I'm going to do is there's a gym. I'm actually going to join a gym. It's been, I can't remember the last time I joined a gym. It's pretty close to the office where I'll be working, like 3-4 minutes away. And so it's a nice gym, and I'm going to do basic body weight strength training. Maybe one of these videos coming up, I'll share with you my strength training program. It really just involves an exercise ball. I'll have some dumbbells, and the rest is just body weight. It's pretty simple, and the whole workout, start to finish, will take about 35 minutes, and I'll do that 3 days a week. So it's probably going to be Monday, Thursday, and Friday is the plan right now to do a gym workout, because strength training is really important. So anyway, that's the video. Questions, comments, drop those below. If you have any tips for me, let me know. If you want to share some of the things that you do to incorporate training into your work schedule, I would love to hear it. That'll wrap it up for this one. Thanks for watching.